Hey, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy, J. King Hefner, the beautiful Cali son, and the beautiful Secretary Tsunade Star. And as you can see, that girl is hard at work because on this show right here, man, me and Cali gonna need her to take notes and take them well. And I'm gonna ask you guys to bear with me a little while. It's gonna be several times I'm gonna have to look down. I'm gonna have to read because I don't have all these things committed to memory. Because as you can see, the title of this show is Companion Dolls versus Human Companions. And I'm gonna have to get a little extensive here, but guess what? It's gonna be fun, and all the information contained in this show is basically gonna be compiled from my experiences of dating women, dealing with women, observing them, being around them, and just my general opinions on the whole matter of dating and the different type of companions you can have in this life. So, with all that said, I'm gonna look at several different categories. I'm gonna rate them all, and here's how I do it. I rate it against the best human companion you can possibly get for that category. The best case scenario, like your dream scenario, something you can't even hardly imagine happening, is gonna be called the best human companion. That's gonna be that category. Then it's gonna be the average human companion. That's gonna be the middle category. That's basically what you're gonna run into more than likely. That's not gonna be your best case scenario. That's what you're gonna run into more than likely. And then I'll rate both of those categories against the companion dog category. So, with all that said, me, Callie, and Secretary Tsunade, we finna get ready to take y'all on a trip. So, let's get ready to go. Okay, guys, the first section we're gonna judge is the financial section. So, if you had the best human companion possible, you'd still look forward to continuous spending. You'd have mandatory dates. I can't lie. Under the best case scenario, she wouldn't or he wouldn't put high demands on you to do a lot of spending or dating. It still would be an underlying expectation that you will have to give, take them out, do things for them, basically spend out of your pocket going forward indefinitely to keep them in a happy state. So with that said, I give them a score, the best human companion possible. I give them a score of 5 in that category because you're going to spend. I don't give a damn how great the scenario is, you're going to spend. With your average human companion, you're going to have continuous spending. As long as you're dealing with that person, you're going to have to spend something. Without tangible results, like let's just say if you go on one date with a person, guess what? You're going to be spent for the date. You don't know if you're going to have any sexual relations. You don't know if you're going to continue to date or see that person. You don't even know if you're going to talk to him again. That could just be expense out of your pocket that you lose. Dates are expensive. Guess what? If you do start dating somebody on the average, guess what? The demands it's not going to be like under the best case scenario. The demands will be higher depending on who you're dealing with. They always going to be asking for you to do something. Gifts will be expected and things of that nature around the holidays and birthdays and things on the average. So that's a hassle. I say you can score from anywhere between 1 and 3, but for me, that's a hassle for me. Just dealing with the average human companion as far as spending, I give it a 1. As far as companion dolls, you don't have continuous spending unless you really want to. What you do have is upfront spending. And I said it's really hard to find a doll between $700-800 that's really a quality doll. But guess what? You can find a couple of them out there. And you're going to pretty much spend upwards of $800 to $3,000 on the average good doll out there. And that'll be your only expense, truly. If you want to buy clothes and anything after that, that'll really be up to you. You know, the little baby oil and things you're going to need to keep her up won't be much out of your pocket. Believe me. So, with all that said, you don't have to buy her gifts for happiness. Whatever you do is going to be strictly because you want to. So, if you buy your doll, it's on you. You can keep her naked for eternity, and you would never have to spend another dime. That'll really be on you. So with that said, I give them a score, the companion dogs a score of 8 in that category. So, just to recap, for the financial, I give the best human companion a score of 5 in this category. The average human companion you'll run across, it'll be a 1 in this category. And companion dogs, they get an 8 in this category. Okay, guys, the next section we'll be judging these companions in is the mental and spiritual side of things. So, with that said, your best human companion possible, I'm going to judge them on the conversation part first. And I would say your best case scenario is going to be some smooth conversation. They're going to be easy to get along with, and arguments would be very rare in your best human companion scenario. And I would say you might want to score them in a range of 7 and 9, but in the best case scenario, I give them a 9. I give them a 9. For your average human companion, conversations wise is gonna be up and down. You never know where it's gonna end up. Some good, some bad, some productive, some unproductive. So with all that said, with your average human communication and conversation, I give them a score. You can score them anywhere between 0 to 6. It'll go up and down. I give them a 6. I go ahead and give them a strong 6, because on average, communication probably a little bit above average, just a little bit. With companion dogs, there's no verbal feedback now possible. But guess what? There are also no arguments or no misunderstandings. It'll be listening, but it won't be any verbal response. So, with all that said, I give companion dogs a 8. And why do you say that? It's because of consistency. No, they don't conversate with me back, but they're consistently there to listen, and it's not that up and down that you get with the average human companion. Because although you can have some good conversation with an average human companion, you know what? You also risk the bad or the up and down, or guess what? One day it's a good conversation, the next day it's bad, hence why they get a 6 in that area. So, to recap on that one, the conversation, I give best human companion 9, average human companion 6, and companion dogs, they get an 8. Non-verbal communication, I give a best human companion, the best you'll get, I ain't gonna lie, I give them a 9. Because when it's flowing under the best case scenario, under your best case scenario, it'll be about a 9. Now, you might want to go 7 to 9. But I say under the best conditions, it'll be a 9. For the average human companion, you're going to get about a 5. Now, you can go between 3 or 5, but it's going to be up and down. Non-verbal communications. One day you're going to be able to read what they're doing. The next day you ain't. Because it's world crazy out here. So, I'm not giving the average person. And when I say average, I mean, I ain't talking about a person that you constantly dating. I'm talking about, let's just say you out here dating several people. You know, you moving, you ain't been able to find the right person. So let's just say you date 20 people. Guess what? Their average gonna be around 5. That's what I mean by the average human companion. So, as far as nonverbal with the dogs, 95% of the communication is nonverbal with dogs. It's gonna be sort of like telepathic. And you might say, well, nonverbal communication, Jay, she ain't changing her expression. How she giving you nonverbal communication? Believe me, after you had a dog for a while, you will understand what I mean. Like, man, you'll be sitting there 1 minute, no matter what her expression look like on the outside. 1 minute, she'll give you a vibe of being happy. 1 minute, she might give you a vibe of being annoyed. 1 minute, she might give you a vibe of wanting something. 1 minute, she might give you a vibe of, something else. So, it'll all come alive once you get the dog. But believe me, they got very powerful nonverbal communication. So I give them a 10 in that category. So to recap, nonverbal, it'll be 9 for best human companion, 5 for average human companion, 10 for companion dogs. Stress levels, we still in the mental spiritual category. Stress levels, best human companion, hey, under the best case scenario, give them an 8. I give them an 8. You might want to go between 6 and 9, but I'm not giving a human over 8, because I don't care. Under the best case scenario, they still gonna stress you out a little bit. Still gonna be a little element of stress there. Average human companion, they're going to get a 3. You can go between 0 and 5, but it can go up and down for you. But for me, on average, the people that you meet out here is going to come with a lot of stress. That's just because you ain't going to be able to read them. Y'all ain't going to be able to get along as good as you think. Now, you might be able to stick with somebody that has sex for a second, 5 or 6 or 7 times or something. Might be able to go on a few dates. But something they going to do going to end up ticking you off, stressing you out. With the companion dogs, you already know, no stress. So they get a score of 10. So to recap, stress levels, best human companion, 8. Average human companion, 3. And companion dogs, they get a 10 as far as stress levels. And last category in the mental spiritual category is spiritual balance. And I think your best human companion, man, is just a natural connection there. And it can be as high as a 9. And I believe under the best case scenario, that's what it should be. You might go 7 to 9, but I'm going to go 9. Average human companion, I would say, like you say, average on a woman that you're going to meet or a man you're going to meet out here, it's going to be between 0 and 4. And it's going to be rare that you're going to get that best human companion connection. So I'm going to give it a 1 for the average human companion. Your spiritual balance, you're going to be lucky to fall in spiritual balance with somebody. As far as companion dog, I give it an 8. And it can get up to an 8, but it does require a lot of work. It requires a lot of you denying your sexual and physical appetite to sort of build that spiritual mental bond. And I don't care whether it's on the front end, whether you deny yourself like I'm doing, or whether you have sex with it and then on the back end that slows down and you start just spending time with it and appreciating it for that, then you can start sharing a more spiritual bond with the dog. But to recap, in that category, it was a 9 for spiritual balance for best human companion, 1 for average human companion, and 8 for spiritual balance for the companion dogs. So, with that said, on to the next section. Okay, guys, the next section we're going to compare these companions in is the physical section. And the first category in physical we're going to attack is the face. Now, for the best human companion you can get, face, I'm not saying what you can actually get. I'm just talking about what you can imagine, what's out there that's possible. The best human companion you can get, her face can be a 10. Her face can definitely be a 10. For the average human companion, the one you're more likely to get or settle for, you'll be lucky to get around a 5 or 6, but I'm going to give them a 6 just to be nice. Companion dog, guess what? It's going to be your choice of head, your choice of face. But still, even with my girls, man, I still think it's hard to find that 10 face. I've seen a few, but I just think it's still hard to find. So I'm going to say 9 for companion dog, because it's still hard to find even though it's your choice. So the review for face, best human companion, 10. Average human companion, you'll find a 6. Companion dog, you can damn sure at least get a 9. For skin, I would say best human companion, I'm sorry, man, real women, they are amazingly soft. They mind-blowingly soft. And the best option possible, the best human companion you can get, it'd be a 10, bro. You can say 8 to 10, but it would be a 10 because there's some women I done touched and it just feel like my finger go from their skin all the way to their bone. They just so soft. I think on the average, women are just soft in general, but you will get these rough jokers out there. Everybody ain't guaranteed to have the same softness. So I say on average, they're about 5 to 8, but I would give them a score of 6 because I done felt some rough jokers out here. Other than that, with the companion dogs, the whole TPE, and I haven't felt silicone, but it's all an acquired taste. And I will say this, no matter how good it feels, it doesn't feel like human skin. I'm sorry, it just does not. But here's the deal, I'm giving it a score of 7 because it's consistent. So, you know what, it may not be as good as human skin, but you know what you get every time. It ain't like that average human companion where somebody could be soft as you don't know what, and somebody could be hard as a rock. So with all that said, recap skin is best human companion 10, average human companion 6, and your companion dog, I give it a score of 7. Next, body shape. I'm going to say body shape, for best human companion possible, you can get you a 10. I ain't say you can get it, but what's available out there for the best human companion possible is 10. You don't believe me? Just scroll up on Instagram. You can see 10, 10, 10. So it's possible out there in the best human companion that's available. I say on average 8 to 10, but what's possible is 10. But the average human companion, what you'll get, is between 1 and 7, and I say 5. 50-50. You don't know what you're going to get. With a companion dog, bodies now, you can get a 10 body, and you can get exactly what you want. So I'm giving them a 10 in the category of body shape. For smells, physical smells, and I'm not talking about private area, just physical smells, I give a best human companion a score of 10 because a good smelling woman, I promise you, a good smelling mate, I'm sure from a woman's standpoint, hey, it's nothing like a clean body. And like you say, under the best case scenario, that companion gonna be smelling top notch, and it's gonna be a 10. Average human companion, you don't know what the hell you gonna get. So I give it a 5. Somebody could be musty, somebody could be clean. Companion dog, as long as you taking care of your business, that should be a 10 at all times. Should be smelling good and powdery. Mobility, I have to give that a best human companion. I got to give it a 10. It can walk around. It can mobilate on its own. It don't need me to pick it up and things of that nature. So for that, it gets a 10. Your best human companion possible. Even your average human companion can get up and walk and do things on its own. So they get a 10 as well. And for its companion dog, even though I got to pick her up and all that type of stuff, you know what? In a way, it keeps me in shape. It is a bit of enjoyment to it, just knowing that she does need me, or they do need me. So I get them a score of 5 in that category. So to recap, mobility, 10 for best human companion, 10 for average human companion, and 5 for companion dog. That's it for this section. Hey guys, now the last section I decided to examine is the sexual side to compare these companions. And the best human companion possible, the sexual experience is reciprocity based, meaning they can reciprocate or show you affection back. In that case, I'm going to be honest, man, the best sex you can have with the finest woman that you can imagine, it's going to be a 10, because I can't lie. In my own world, I've had what I consider a 10, and you know what? That sex can be a 10, believe me. With the average human companion, what you're going to run across on an average basis sexually, it's going to be reciprocity based as well. They're going to be able to touch you back, kiss you back. And I'm saying, basically, when I go about average human companion, I'm talking about, once again, you meeting several people, not just you sleeping with one person. With that said, you're going to run around an average of a 6. As far as that's concerned. Some good experiences, some bad. With companion dogs, I haven't had the full sexual experience. I've had some episodes where I've had some grinding and things of that nature, but I promise you, it got hot and heated. I did feel the emotions rising. It's one more that I have to talk about in the future. But for me, it's fantasy-based sex. There's no reciprocity involved. And like you say, it's basically a limited experience because it's really coming mainly from one person, from your energy. You're transmitting it to your dog, back to you to a certain degree. But I tell you, it can get very intense. And by being no expectations from that other person, you have no stress involved. And so it can be very high and intense. So I can already imagine truly penetrating and all that type of thing. I'm going to give it a level of 7 because it's consistent. Casual sex with the average human, you don't know what you're going to get. So I give best human companion 10, average human 6, and companion dog 7. Hygiene wise, sexually, I'm giving the best human companion a 10 because under the best case scenario, hey, woman going to be clean, bro, or your mate or whoever you with going to be super clean. You ain't going to have to worry about that under the best case scenario. Average human companion, 6. I give women that I've met credit. Everybody ain't funky. It's just the fact that running the risk, man, is bad enough. And once you run across it a couple times, you'll never run across it again. So I'm giving them a 6 in that category. Companion dog, 10. You keeping them clean, so you ain't got nothing to worry about. STDs. I say STD wise, man, even with your best human companion, you can't really trust them. I don't care if you go with them or I don't care if you're married to them. You can't fully trust them. You don't know what they're going to do, man. So they can bring you something home. So I'm going to give a best human companion still a 5 in that category. Your average human companion, I'm giving a 1. You can't trust nobody out here. The moment you take the condom off, man, you don't know what the hell is going to happen. With the companion dog, of course, as long as you don't let anybody have sex with it that has an STD, or as long as you're keeping it clean where you can't give yourself an infection, it's going to be a 10. Always clean. So just to recap on that, STD, 5 for best human companion. Average human companion is a 1. And companion dog is a 10. For scent, man, and this is private areas. For scent, your best human companion, man. Like I've said before, one of the things I miss is the scent of a woman. And I'm telling you, when it's right, when that little faint scent is right, Lord have mercy. Woo, boy, it's amazing. And it can be a 10 at its best. For average human, you don't know what you're getting. Could be good, could be funky, could be no, you don't know what you're getting. So I'm going to give it a 5. Like I said, I ain't going to just give it all bad scores. I'm going to give it about a 5. You don't know what you're going to get when you're dating several people and having casual sex and whatnot. As far as your companion dog, I'm going to give it 7. It ain't the best of scents, but guess what? No scent better than a funky scent. So with all that said, the scores are best human companion 10, average human companion 5, and companion dog 7. Now, with all that said, we finna move on and get ready to tabulate these final scores and see where the hell we lie at. Okay, guys, now we're gonna tabulate these final scores. So for the financial, it was a final score of best human companions 5, average human companions 1, companion dogs 8. And to mental is in the mental and spiritual category, it was best human companions had a score of 35. Average human companions had a score of 15. Companion dogs had a score of 36. In the physical category, best human companion possible had a score of 50. Average human companions had a score of 32. And the companion dogs had a score of 41. And I also say, just as a side note, the other good thing about a companion dog is, man or woman, you ain't never got to worry about them doing no physical or mental abuse to you. So remember that. Okay, in the sexual side, final scores. Best human companion had a high score of 35. Average human companion that you'll run across got a score of 18. And the companion dogs got a score of 34. So, your overall scores. If you were to run across your dream human, which I told you is very, very, very far and few in between in this life, most people in this world gonna die before you even think about running across this person. But I'm talking about look exactly like you want them to look, talk like they want them to look, got the job, they love you, everything about them perfect in every category. Your best human companion, your overall score could be a 125. But your average human companion, what you're gonna run out here on a daily basis, more than likely, their overall score is a 66. So the dream, best human companion, 125. What you more than likely to run out here into is a 66. But if you get a companion dog, their final score overall is 119. Now, some of you might be like, man, but the best human companion was 125. Best human companion is the fantasy, fools. I don't mean to call y'all no damn fools, but what I'm trying to tell you is that's the dream. That's the unreachable thing that a few of us will get. And that's why I say, if you young in the game and guess what, you still want to experiment and do all this type of stuff, go ahead. You might get that best human companion and walk off into the sunset. But a companion dog, after all the games and stuff is said and done, look how much more higher the score is than the average companion. 119 to 66. And that's the level of happiness that you'll be looking forward to, just on average, going against the averages. Now, I got something else to say about the best human companion final overall score, Because even though they have a higher final overall score, they still don't necessarily win. And I discuss that in another video coming up. But with all that said, it's been J. King Hefner, the beautiful Cali Sun, and the beautiful Secretary Tsunade Star. We'd appreciate you guys subscribing. And guess what? We love you to hit the notification bell. We know it can get annoying, but guess what? We love you to do it anyway. With all that said, have a great day. We love you, and we are out.